Okay, everybody. How's everybody? I want to thank you for your donations. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Let me give the credit because now I know who's donating. So let me just bring out and give thank you for those who have donated for the segment of Mars and Sagittarius. Okay. Uh, Two people donated and they gave handsomely. So this is Munachiso Iju and Crystal McKay Williams. Thank you so much, ladies, gentlemen, for your donation. Thank you for valuing the work. Thank you. Okay, now let's go into Venus in Capricorn, the Earth Queen, and Venus, the goddess of love and beauty. Let us choose the music that will go with this combination. Okay? Man, swing it on, swing it on. Okay, let's go. Okay. All right, we got the music appropriate for Venus in Capricorn. Now, understand that before I go into the Venus in Capricorn woman, let me just show you my green tea martini. Yes, green tea martini. Delicious with honey. Mmm. Delicious. Delicious. Capricorn, in order for me to talk about Capricorn, Venus in Capricorn, which doesn't function very well. Venus in Capricorn for a woman's chart doesn't function very well here. Neither does the moon in Capricorn function very well at all. In fact, the moon is in its detriment in Capricorn. But understand that Venus you got Venus and you got the moon. Both Venus and the moon govern the emotional feeling function. Venus rules feelings, internal feelings, while the moon rules emotion, emotion, out. I hate you, drop dead. I love you. That's emotion coming out of you. The emotions that stay inside, that don't come out, are governed by Venus. Okay? Now, having made that distinction, let's jump right in. But let me light my split. A lot of you like it when I do my split. Here we go. Okay. Now you young folks say, my nigga, I'm good. With my split and my smoke. My smoke and my drink. It's already hitting me, right? Okay, let's go. Venus in Capricorn. When you're born with Venus in Capricorn as a woman, you can be very sudden, very stop and go, cautious when it comes to love. The first thing the person will do is question themselves, doubt themselves. It's almost like they set up an internal mechanism in which they are willing and ready and able to self detonate. I gotta get myself a napkin, guys. Give me a second. Give me a second. Blowing my nose. No, I ain't doing nothing like that. But the damage already done. So I just gotta manage it. So yes, you have to understand that Venus in Capricorn, the Earth Queen, she's already reserved, ousted, dignified, and exclusive. So when you have Venus in Capricorn, especially if the woman has the Sun conjunct Venus in Capricorn, you're dealing with a woman who is going to be very beautiful. She's going to be beautiful, exceptionally beautiful. But she might live a tragic life. Because let me tell you, the Capricorn woman suffers. Oh, God, yes, 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 yes. Ooh. The Capricorn woman suffers. I gotta sit there and just marvel at the strength that this woman has to handle what's thrown at her. Her ruler is Saturn, the devil. Ooh. But the Capricorn woman she a gangster. Now you might not be a Capricorn woman and have Venus in Capricorn and not be a Capricorn woman and I have the sun in Capricorn. But you will think like a Capricorn woman. You will respond and react emotionally, internally, like a Capricorn woman with Venus in this very powerful cardinal sign. Earth, the footstool in which we stand. The Capricorn woman, or the woman with Venus in Capricorn, better stated, uh, she's quietly attractive, very refined. One of the dark aspect of the Venus, well, of Capricorn, really, generally speaking, one of the dark phases of Capricorn, one of the shadows of Capricorn, is that it's afraid, it's self doubt. Self doubt is a demon that's very difficult for the Capricorn man and the Capricorn woman to shake off. Very difficult. It's not that she gets periods of self doubt. It's that she has to constantly fight not to let self doubt creep into her psyche. Because you have to understand that Capricorn is a very melancholy sign. What I mean by melancholy is a very sad sign. Or at least from the outside looking in, the woman appears sad, depressed, or deficient in some way. Even though there might not be, if they feel this way about themselves, that energy will be projected outward and people are going to then take it as judgment. Which is why it's very important for the Capricorn woman or the woman with Venus in Capricorn to be absolutely self assured, confident at every point of her life, especially in the areas of love and romance, which Venus rules. And with Venus in Capricorn, the Capricorn woman or the Venus in Capricorn woman, because she doesn't have to be a Capricorn, but she will somehow be depressed, and not even understand why. She won't feel as beautiful. She won't feel as pretty, despite the fact that she could be a knockout. She won't feel this way about herself. She won't feel this way about herself. She'll question it. And here is the danger. That the Venus in Capricorn woman, depending on how she feels about herself, is bound to attract abusive and sadistic types. Venus in Capricorn. It truly is kind of like a sad story. Venus in Capricorn. However, I'm not going to throw a bombshell like that for you women that have Venus in Capricorn and not show you, not teach you how to transcend that shit. Before the end of this Venus in Capricorn series, part 1 and 2 and 3, I'm going to teach you how to transcend yourself from that fucking energy, low level depression, melancholy crap. Enough, Capricorn. Yeah, we know you're the Earth Queen, the Earth King, you know. And yeah, we know you're the devil. And we know that you could be depressed. And Capricorn rules depression along with Saturn. And we know that it's like, ah. But that doesn't mean that you have to be this way and carry that on your sleeve. If truth be told, our perception of Capricorn is a fucked up one. Because I'm going to tell you, Capricorns don't feel the way we perceive them and think that they feel. Think of Mary J. Blige, a Capricorn woman, a wealthy woman. But we all know Mary J. Blige's story. Sometimes I cannot listen to that woman's songs. And I'm a man. And I start crying like a bitch. I start crying listening to these women's songs. The pain. The pain that this woman has endured. But her story is every Capricorn woman's story, unfortunately. And when you have Venus in Capricorn, regardless of what kind of woman you are, it doesn't have to be a Capricorn. With Venus in Capricorn, there tends to be major and powerful disappointments in the areas of love. Think of Joan Crawford. Think of Joan Crawford, who was Joan Crawford was a Capricorn. If you know the birth chart of Joan Crawford, she has Venus in Capricorn. And well, Faye Dunaway, the actress who played Joan Crawford in Mommy Dearest, a film that came out, I believe, in 1981, 1982, around thereabouts. Faye Dunaway is also a Capricorn who played, Joan Crawford, a legendary actress of the 1950s who happened to have been a Capricorn. It's very interesting that Hollywood chose Faye Dunaway to play Joan Crawford in that movie in the 1980s because both, if you look at, and I've done the chart of Faye Dunaway and I've done the chart of the late Joan Crawford, and both charts seem similar. It's almost like Faye Dunaway, who was in Bonnie and Clyde. If you remember, that's what made her famous. With what's the name of the actor, her co-star? I forgot his name. An equally famous and brilliant actor. Brilliant actor. But the movie that really made it for her was Mommy Dearest. She embodied Joan Crawford. And I never knew Joan Crawford or any of her movies. I was like 11, 12 years old in 1980. But when I saw that movie, Mommy Dearest, I knew that bitch embodied Joan Crawford. I knew she did. And then as I got older and then looked at the charts of these women, I'm like, oh my God, I hate to marry a woman with Venus in Capricorn. It might not last, but that was me being young and ignorant. We always think things are worse when we look at it from the outside looking in. But the truth of the matter is that when you talk to a Capricorn woman or a woman with Venus in Capricorn, she's quite happy with herself. I have never met a Capricorn woman who has never been content or happy or felt powerful within her own space and feels just as happy and worthy of being a Capricorn. I've never met a Capricorn woman or a woman with Venus in Capricorn that's ashamed of being a Capricorn or having displacement. For somehow, in some strange way, it seems to work for these women. Really, really, it seems to work for these women. So understand that finding safety and comfort in all that is tried and true is what's going to make the Venus in Capricorn woman feel safe. She's going to go for the conventional, the tried and true. For example, if I was with a Venus in Capricorn woman, she might have fun with me, in the sack. If I'm that kind of man, then I'm not today, of course. But will she carry me in her arms and bring me into the inner circle of society? No, I'm just a fuck buddy. She'll choose someone else that fits the archetype, the conventional norms of the tried and true, while keeping me underneath closed doors. The Capricorn woman or the Venus in Capricorn woman is very status oriented, and that becomes part of the damn problem with her. If you do not understand, no, let me rephrase that. The Capricorn woman or man, or those born with Venus in Capricorn, understand the socio-political structure of success. I wear 10 rings, open chested, shirt, arm. Even if I dress in a $3,000 suit and go to the most highest of society with all the cultures and norms and everything, and I wear rings like this, I will be so discredited. I will be treated like a fool and a second class citizen because I'm not following the conventional norms. I meant to have a watch, one ring, and that's it. Understated, simple, very blah, 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 blah. You know, I would never be happy with a woman like that because I'm antithetical, dramatic, gregarious. I'm out the box, and I need a woman equally that way, not someone that's stuffy and conventional and wants to support the status quo. But this is Venus in Capricorn. Capricorn women, men respect convention, try to true, and establish tradition and norm. And no, they want to cut the fat from the steak and just have the steak, nothing extra, or they don't respect it. Well, when you do that, you are paying a very hefty price because life should not be a cookie cutter. Otherwise, why bother being down here? Capricorn is, it's Earth. Well, like Virgo and Taurus, they're the most sad, melancholy, depressing of all the four elements. The energy and the vibrational life wave of the creator and all of life is at its lowest vibration, its densest vibration in earth, in the element of earth, which is why there are many earth signs that suffer from depression. I myself I suffer from depression in my past, and people recommend that I get an antidepressant. I'm like, no, get the fuck out of here. I got too much fire for me to stay depressed. I'll figure it out, bounce back, do a little martini, a little smoke, some little cha-cha-cha, and I'm back to my old self. That's not, but I'm a mutable earth. I'm changeable, moody. I can fix myself. I can reinvent myself. It's difficult for Taurus and for Capricorn. These are more fixed-centered signs that rely on their survival and the status quo and the tried and true to give them their bread and butter, their sense of control and assurance that they're in control. You know, and that's gonna make for a very rigid um, condition for sexual and emotional and intimate freedom of expression. When Venus is in Capricorn, it dulls the senses. It numbs the feelings. When you have Venus in Capricorn, women with Venus in Capricorn find it difficult to have multiple orgasms, or to have vaginal orgasms, or clitoral orgasms. These women with Venus in Capricorn might need more foreplay to be stimulated. They need a man who's patient, who's kind, who's willing to please her before himself. A man with a woman that has Venus in Capricorn cannot be a selfish lover. He needs to bend over backwards to please this woman and get to know what makes her happy sexually and all otherwise. Because this woman is like a sparrow, like Pisces, and requires assurance. She needs to feel beautiful, desirable, and loud and lovable. And she wants that from the men around her. Like that movie by Diane Keane or Diane Cannon, Looking for Mr. Goodbar. That was the same situation. You know, that woman probably had Venus in Capricorn and was looking for love in all the wrong places. And that can happen when you're born with Venus in Capricorn as a woman. Okay? Venus in Capricorn. Okay. Now, having said that, yes, she's interested in the tried and true. She can be on the cautious side about sharing her heart, but the reliability as a partner, the man that she is has an interest in, it's hard to resist for many women with this position. The woman with the Venus in Capricorn wants a man that she can rely on, that she can put her trust on. She won't admit that openly though. She will express the opposite and assert control. You gotta see that movie Mommy Dearest by Faye Dunaway playing John Crawford. John Crawford controlled all the men in her life. She grabbed their dick, she controlled them, and she castrated a few of them. Oh, she was terrible. Terrible. Ah, this woman, John Crawford, the late John Crawford, as famous and as beautiful as she was, this woman, Capricorn, did not love herself because she was incapable of loving anybody. It's a sad story, honestly. But that's Capricorn. That's Capricorn. The stone attributed to Capricorn is the onyx stone. The onyx stone. Capricorn is the strongest of all 12 signs. But esoterically speaking, it's not Capricorn. It's Libra. Because Saturn, the devil, the ruler of Capricorn, is exalted in Libra. It's good. It's good. It's good. To understand. So understand that with this combination, you're dealing with a very complicated woman. A woman, and it depends on many factors. If she's below age 30, it's worse. Oh, much worse. In fact, this position of Venus in Capricorn for a young woman in her prime or approaching her prime, it's at her worst. At her worst. But you want it that way. Because as you get older, the Venus in Capricorn, like an oyster, becomes beautiful. Beautiful. I told you it's good. It's beautiful. Like an oyster. You know how pearl is made, right? You know, the oyster is like pretty split. Because it wants to get rid of whatever's irritating it. But it eventually dies trying to get rid of it. Then what's left is a beautiful pearl. The Venus in Capricorn position, regardless of whether you're a Capricorn woman or any woman with this position of Venus in Capricorn, as you get older, all that irritation, I've tried to get rid of the irritation out, that eventually becomes an oyster. That's the pain that of the journey and of the process that the Venus in Capricorn woman goes through. It's a painful process, but when she gets older, that's when she starts to have fun. Now we have an oyster, a pearl outside of the oyster, but it took pain, sadness, tragedy, and irritation to cause that pearl. And that process of trying to eliminate that irritation, because the oyster is not creating a pearl for you and me to wear. That pearl is accumulation of saliva that the oyster is trying to put to get rid of the irritation, but it dies trying to get rid of it and creates a beautiful pearl. That pearl can be worth tons of money. Ain't that a Capricorn thing? Money? And it's in the ocean. The oyster belongs to Cancer, the opposite polarity of Capricorn. I gotta re up. We have a lot to cover with this aspect. Bonito. So understand that this position of Venus in Capricorn, yes, it's psychologically painful, painful. Think of Mary J. Blige. I don't want to talk about them because I must have to cry like a little bitch. I must have to cry because I love that woman and I know her story. Painful, painful, painful. But thank God that she was born a Capricorn, because no sign in the zodiac, for the exception of Scorpio, can withstand that kind of pain. Ooh. Capricorn women and women with Venus in Capricorn, they go through shit. Oh, the Capricorn moon. Oh, they go through shit. No, man, they go through shit. They do. We'll talk about why when we deal with the esoteric aspect of Venus in Capricorn. The karma behind it all. Because there is a reason. There's a reason for everything, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Oh my God, I went over 28 minutes. I went over and I didn't even scratch the surface of Venus in Capricorn. But we got it done. I'm over 4 minutes.